Hey everybody. Hey everybody, welcome to my top tens. I didn't do this yesterday and I didn't do it Friday because I had a doctor's appointment Friday. And Saturday I was just kind of recouping and spending some time with the family. And I decided today I would do my top 10 sitcoms. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Again, these are my opinion. This is not absolute fact. Because I know I'm going to catch a lot of cane or hell for the number 10 in my spot anyway, and that's going to be The Office. I've just never been a fan of dry humor, don't really like the dry humor. I'll give it the that's what she said jokes are pretty funny, and that's why it's even making this list. Yeah, ever since like even like Seinfeld, where it tries to be, I don't think it's that funny. And you know, if one of those comedians ever sees this and you're like, oh, he's not that funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just rating tens, you know, my top tens. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of the dry humor, one-liners. They get me there every once in a while, again, which is why it's making this list. Number 9, I used to watch this a lot in high school, more so with a friend of mine up the road that came to visit every summer. If you're watching this, hey Les, and she probably knows what it is. Daria, number 9. We're gonna go with Daria. I just thought it was, you know, relatable at that time in my life. You know, she's a normal high school teen dealing with normal high school things, and I was a normal high school person dealing with these things. So Daria. Number 9. No, that was number 9. My apologies. I'm going to do that a lot in these lists. So if you can't handle me correcting myself, yeah. And also, hang on one second. I'm getting some echo. Let me just fix these. There we go. That's better. All right. Number 8, The Wonder Years. You know, family friendly, late 80s, early 90s, maybe this was on. I absolutely remember at least watching a few of these and really enjoying what was going on. Also inspired one of my favorite bands, The Wonder Years. Number 7, I'm gonna go with The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This one was, I'm a little upset that it's got to be so late up there because some of these episodes were just holy. I mean, the episode where Will's dad comes back and then leaves again. I mean, some of these were just absolutely heartbreaking episodes, and it was really hard to put down there. And it's only this far down on the list because of, in my opinion, when it was on TV, you know, the early 90s, and I love the early 90s, don't get me wrong, but I think it could have, and yeah, it could have been done better with today's technology. Yeah. Number six is The Simpsons, another animated. I actually just watched some of that earlier because my kid loves it. And I mean, this show has been around, I feel like, forever. There's a lot of talk about conspiracy theories, like The Simpsons know the future. So just for that stuff alone, I'm going with The Simpsons. Number five, I have The Big Bang Theory. I love how witty it is. I love how the cast interacts with each other. Um, Again, a little upset at this having to land on number five for me. But as I get up my list, you guys will realize why. I'm like, okay, yeah. I mean, maybe some of your guys are like, no way, it's better than the Big Bang, but who knows? Um, Number four. Um, Sadly, only one of the main cast is still alive, and we must protect her at all costs. Betty White, of course. I'm talking the Golden Girls. Um, oh my gosh, it's just roll over, makes you hurt, laugh, funny. Um, the dynamic of the girls all together is just phenomenal. It's funny, it's catchy, it makes you want to come back for more. And but during the episodes, you can tell like there's a real love for one another. So number three. I actually did not watch this while it was on. I watched it in syndication, and if any of you know what that means, it's after it was on, it's just replays. It's Friends. And I'm upset that I didn't watch it because it was funny. There were times that it was, scandalous. I really enjoyed Friends, and I mean, you can see the real chemistry between the cast members when you're working with each other for 10 years. I believe this was on. Then, yeah, you're going to have some like that. So, Friends. Oh, number two. For me, and again, before I say this, let me just preface, say this about some of these lists. Some of these people have been accused of some pretty bad things. And I don't know what happened. I'm not here to take signs or say who did what, but I will say if these people accused of what they did do these things, they can rot in hell. And that also being said, I believe it's important to listen to our women that are afraid to come forward because of society's natural instinct or maybe unnatural instinct to say, well, where's the proof? You waited this long. No, we don't do that here. Um, again, I don't know what happened, but I will not victim shame and say, well, she should have come forward because I don't know the circumstances. Maybe things were done. Um, and that being said, this list did not remove cast where people are accused of sexual assault, just because I don't think it diminishes a show as much as it does that person's content of character. So that being said, my number two is The Ranch. It was on Netflix for 8 parts. I mean, I quote it with my dad often. It I thought it was a really fun and funny show. It's about a guy who is Ashton Kutcher that moves away and comes back because his football career kind of flopped. So he's got to move back into his family's ranch, and hilarity ensues. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my number one. I have a feeling this is not everyone's number one, and that's okay. I think a lot of friends, I think a lot of people place Friends rather at that spot. For me, I could not do that just because, again, I watched it in syndication. I watched this as the episodes came. I forget how I saw the first one, but I saw the first one when it initially aired on TV, and I was hooked. And it kept me on that hook maybe a little longer than it should have. I think it should have revealed it a little sooner, made a little more of the story arc about the mother. And if you can't tell from that, my number one is How I Met Your Mother. Again, I was incredibly upset with how it ended. I think if they went with a different arc at the end, that it could have lasted a little longer. And rumors are that Hilary Duff and a few other folks are making a How I Met Your Dad or How I Met Your Father, something along those lines. And I say one of those because there was one already that was pitched with one of those names that was pitched originally a few, like 10, 15 years ago. And it was not picked up, and this time it was different people and they repitched it a different way. I really hope that they learned from the mistakes of, or at least in my opinion, and probably a lot of people's opinions, honestly, what were mistakes from How I Met Your Mother, and hopefully they can learn and build from those. So I'll be excited to see that when it comes out. It's supposed to be on Hulu, a Hulu original series, I think, or Roku, one of the two. Maybe it's Hulu. I don't know. I'll get back to you guys with that sometime. Yeah, I just really hope they learned not to stretch it out, not to make so. I was so mad at the end that I I almost didn't like the entire series, and that's why I feel like a lot of people will be like, no, that's not my one. Um, so yeah, my number one, maybe not yours. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. I've been thinking that next week, tentatively, um, I'm thinking about doing my top 10 poems or top 10 poets. Um, but I haven't really decided. Maybe, ooh, my top 10 guitars. I don't know. Give me a comment what you guys want to see, because I haven't had one doing that yet. So, all right, I'm out.